Today we're talking about one specific book called Message to the Warriors. And everybody should buy this book, family. This brother I give a salute to for helping light the way, for helping us see things it is we need to do and the manner in which we need to be thinking. He kind of breaks this up into two categories of people. African nationalists, which we presume he sees as warriors, and raceless zombies. Some would say Negroes. He says the first four things: study, number one, study. He says work ethic, organization, and family. Let's go through it quickly. And he compares a warrior or African nationalist with a raceless zombie or Negro. Under the category of study, he says that a warrior or African nationalist is a student for life, has a worthy library, knowledgeable of history and our story, incessant, powerful thinker. He said the profane word, he said that curse word that the white man has made a curse. Think. Whereas a Negro, he said, or a raceless zombie, reads little, studies nothing of worth, focuses on trivia, irrelevant information, right? And this is a person that is historically and historically literate. So that means literate and knowledgeable not only of world history and some of the white man's history, but of our own history. But notice he doesn't just say, just read, know your history. We got to know history, right? Number two, work ethic, entrepreneur, or at least an entrepreneur spirit, hard worker, internally motivated to produce what our nation needs. Whereas the raceless zombie or Negro is lazy, externally motivated. So he puts externally / money motivated. People only get something or get excited about something or get involved with something or take something seriously when money's on the table or when someone else is saying it or something happens outside of them. Oh, and also says, job hunter works for others. Now, just to clarify, many of us have what we may call formal 9-to-5 type jobs with the enemy or some corporation or nonprofit or whatever. I don't think our brother Mwalimu Baruti is trying to penalize people who work these type of jobs, but he's saying that a warrior is constantly, no matter if they're working for somebody else or themselves, they're constantly thinking about how can I create an independent system that I work for and it works for us, where we make the rules and we set up the culture and the system. In terms of the topic of organization, he says that a warrior is on the front line of battle, not under the covers, not between the sheets, not just watching it on the news, not on the sidelines cheering, but on the field. He says that a warrior organizes life around nation building, has a nation building mission and vision, and is oriented towards sovereignty of future generations. So just like many of our outstanding ancestors, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Chokwe Lumumba, and the list goes on, they're not just thinking about their peers, the people living in their contemporary times. They're thinking about Africans yet to be born versus the Negro or the raceless zombie, he calls them. Disarrayed, all over the place, family, without focus or direction, planless, no vision outside immediate image, vanity, and survival. So think about all the money and time we spend on how we look, on getting ready, on this, on that, and then put that on the scale with how much time and money and energy we spend reading, learning a new skill, thinking about how we can be more effective warriors in our community. The points he makes are almost completely indisputable under the topic of family. Listen carefully, family, and get this book, read it for yourself. The warrior is family and child-centered, married or committed, bears and rears their own children, assists peers and those who are younger, operates like a Baba, Nana, or Jegna, in other words, extends self into the lives of all African people. versus the Negro, or what he calls raceless zombie, makes but aborts, neglects, abuses, and or abandons their offspring, lives to be single, what he calls a serial monogamist, has multiple relationships, one right after the other, never seeking to learn what love is really about, irresponsible socially, economically, and educationally to offspring. Family, I want to pause and I want to say this may sound very harsh, very rigid. The brother is giving you guidelines, family. We all fall short. These are things to aspire to. These are principles we can teach. These are practices we can model and emulate and advocate for in our households, in our communities, and in our organizations. Again, family, buy this book. Buy this book.